You think you know your Porsche, but most of what really keeps one of these cars alive happens behind the workshop door, in the resets, adaptations, and shortcuts no dealer ever bothers to teach you. These are 20 so-called illegal Porsche tricks that mechanics use every single day and almost never share. The kind that quietly save you money, unlock features your car already has, and protect parts worth thousands of dollars. Stay to the end, because number 1 is the single trick that can replace half of your dealer visits all by itself. Let us count them down. Number 20. Trickle charge the battery through the cabin socket and lock the car to keep it awake. The Porsche 12-volt battery is famous for going flat when the car sits. Because even parked, the electronics keep sipping power. The trick mechanics use is dead simple. Rather than wrestling with the battery itself, which on many models is buried in an awkward spot, they plug a maintainer into the 12-volt socket in the passenger footwell or the center console and let it top the battery up through the car's own wiring. But here's the part nobody tells you. After about a week, the car drops into a deep sleep mode and switches that socket off, which silently kills the charger and lets the battery die anyway. The fix is to lock the doors after you connect the charger, and on the very latest cars, to have the ignition on as you plug it in so the socket sees the current and stays awake. On the very latest cars, that footwell socket even times out after about 30 minutes unless the ignition was on when you plugged in, so knowing the quirk for your exact model is half the battle. Do that, and the battery is still full whenever you come back. Number 19. Use the right charger, because the wrong one can destroy a lightweight battery. If your Porsche came with the optional lightweight lithium battery, this one matters enormously. A standard trickle charger is built for an ordinary lead-acid battery, and connecting one to a lithium pack can damage it or shut it down for good. The mechanic's habit is to always check what battery is actually fitted and to use a charger with a dedicated lithium mode, like the Porsche-branded maintainer made by the same company that supplies half the workshops in the world. It costs a little more than a generic charger from a discount shop, but set against a lithium battery that can run well into 4 figures to replace, it is the cheapest insurance you will ever buy. A good Porsche-grade maintainer also desulfates and temperature compensates the charge automatically, so it actually conditions the battery rather than just feeding it. Match the charger to the battery, and you never have that conversation. Number 18. Read your true oil level off the dashboard, because there is no dipstick. New Porsche owners go hunting under the engine cover for a dipstick that simply is not there, then guess at the oil level and either overfill or run it low. The trick is knowing how to read the electronic gauge properly. The car will only give you an honest measurement on level ground with the engine warm and then switched off and left to settle for a minute or two. Read through the right menu in the instrument cluster. Check it cold, on a slope, or straight after switching off, and the number lies to you. Mechanics know that an overfilled Porsche engine can foam its oil and damage seals just as surely as a low one can starve the bearings, so they always read it the slow, correct way. Add oil in small amounts and recheck, because the gap between minimum and maximum on these engines is often more than a liter, and it is far easier to creep up to the mark than to drain an overfill back out. Learn that one menu and that one routine, and you will always know exactly where you stand. Number 17. Reset the tire pressure system yourself and run the pressures the car actually wants. When you adjust your tire pressures or rotate your wheels, the monitoring system needs to be told, and the dealer will happily charge you to press a few buttons. The trick is that you can do it yourself in under a minute through the touchscreen or the cluster, with a simple store or reset function once the pressures are correct and the tires are cold. While you are there, mechanics will tell you the door jam sticker often lists 2 sets of pressures, a comfort setting for everyday driving and a higher one for fully loaded or high-speed running, and that running the wrong one quietly ruins your ride, your tire wear, and your fuel economy. Always set them when the tires are stone cold, because a warm tire reads several points higher and will trick you into running soft. Set the cold pressures the car was designed for, reset the system, and the warning light stays off for good. Number 16. Only ever jack the car on the proper pad points using pucks. This is the trick that separates a mechanic from an expensive mistake. A Porsche has specific reinforced jacking points along the floor, and the underside is otherwise a delicate landscape of covers, pipes, and pinch welds that a careless trolley jack will crush in a heartbeat. Professionals use small rubber or aluminum jack pads, often called pucks, that slot into those exact points and spread the load without damaging the sill or the floor pan. Lift the car anywhere else, especially on those flat plastic underbody panels, and you can do hundreds of dollars of structural damage just trying to change a wheel. A crushed sill or a punched-through floor panel is not a cosmetic problem either. It is structural, and on a Porsche, the repair can run into 4 figures. Buy a set of the correct pucks for your model, Learn where the 4 points are, and you will never crack a sill or dent a floor again. Number 15. Find the hidden screw-in tow hook before you ever need it. Porsches do not have a fixed tow hook hanging off the bumper. Instead, there is a threaded socket hidden behind a small pop-out panel in the front or rear bumper, and a matching screw-in eye that lives in the luggage compartment with the toolkit. The trick mechanics know, and most owners discover at the worst possible moment, is exactly where that little cover is and which way the thread turns, because it is reverse-threaded on many models. Stranded on a flatbed driver's ramp with a low car and no visible hook is not the time to be learning this. It is the same eye used to pull the car onto a flatbed, so a recovery driver will expect you to know where it is. Spend 2 minutes today finding the cover, the eye, and the thread direction, and a recovery that would have stressed you out becomes a 30-second job. Number 14. Get into the car when the key fob battery is dead. Sooner or later that fob battery dies, the car will not unlock at the press of a button, and owners panic. Mechanics never do, because they know 2 things. First, there is a small mechanical key blade hidden inside the fob itself, released by a catch, and behind a little cover on the driver's door handle there is a physical lock the blade fits. Second, once inside, you can usually still start the car by holding the fob against a marked spot or slotting it into a designated holder so the car can read its chip directly. It is worth practicing both once in your own driveway, calmly, so the muscle memory is there on the day it actually matters. Knowing those 2 moves turns a dead fob from a tow truck call into a minor annoyance you solve in the car park. Number 13. Know the emergency frunk release and the jump points for a truly dead battery. If the battery goes completely flat, the front luggage compartment can lock you out of the very thing you need to reach, which on some models is exactly where access lives. Mechanics know the location of the emergency release that pops the frunk manually, and they know that Porsche provides dedicated jumpstart points under the bonnet or in the fuse area precisely so you never clamp directly onto a buried battery. The jump points exist precisely so you never have to dig out a battery hidden under a seat or behind a panel, and clamping the proper points also protects the sensitive electronics from a voltage spike. Learn where your model hides its emergency release and its positive and negative jump points, and a flat battery on a cold morning becomes a 5-minute fix instead of a helpless wait. Number 12. Register a new battery to the car, or watch it die early. This is the expensive mistake mechanics see again and again. On a modern Porsche, the charging system keeps track of the battery's age and condition and adjusts how hard it charges it. Fit a brand new battery without telling the car, and the system keeps charging as if the battery were old and tired, which slowly cooks a healthy new battery and can upset the stop-start system too. The trick the dealer would rather you not know is that the new battery must be registered or coded to the car, and that a modest independent scan tool can often do it in seconds. The car simply has no other way to know a fresh battery has gone in, so it keeps running the old, aggressive charging profile that slowly boils the new one. Swap a battery without that step, and you may be buying another one far sooner than you should. Number 11. Put the parking brake into service mode before you touch the rear brakes. The electronic parking brake is brilliant until you try to change your own rear pads, because the motor holds the caliper closed and fighting it will wreck the mechanism. The professional move is to put the brake into service mode, which retracts it and lets you work safely, either through a scan tool in a few clicks, or on many models by unbolting the little parking brake motor from the caliper and winding the piston back by hand. The manual method is genuinely simple on most models. Just 2 small Allen screws to remove the motor and a fitting to wind the piston back by hand, then bolt it all back. Skip this step and force the piston, and you can destroy a part that costs far more than the brake pads you were trying to save money on. 5 seconds in service mode turns an expensive disaster into a simple afternoon job. If you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Relearn the idle and throttle adaptation after disconnecting the battery. Here is something almost no owner is told. When you disconnect the battery or clean the throttle body, the engine loses the fine adaptation values it has built up over thousands of miles, and until it relearns them, the car can idle rough, hesitate, or feel slightly off. Mechanics know to let the car complete its relearn, either by triggering the adaptation through a scan tool or by letting it idle and then driving it gently through a range of conditions so the computer can recalibrate. Owners who do not know this often panic that they have broken something when the car simply needs to be taught its own engine again. The full relearn usually wants a mix of idling, gentle town speeds, and a steady cruise so the computer can sample every condition. Give it that chance, and the roughness disappears on its own. Number 9. Bleed the cooling system properly because Porsches trap air. The cooling systems on these cars are notorious for trapping pockets of air, and an air bubble where coolant should be will cause mysterious overheating, weak cabin heat, and in the worst case, real engine damage, even when the system looks full. The trick mechanics use is to follow the correct bleeding procedure for the model, often using the bleed points and sometimes the car's own electric coolant pump activated through a scan tool rather than just topping up the reservoir and hoping. An owner who simply pours coolant in and screws the cap back on can leave a dangerous airlock behind. On many models, the proper procedure runs the car's own electric coolant pump through a scan tool to chase the last bubble out, something a simple top-up can never do. Bleed it the right way and the temperature gauge sits rock steady where it should. Number 8. Clear the hidden drain tubes before water reaches your electronics. This is the cheap habit that prevents a catastrophic bill. Sunroofs, convertible tops, and cowl areas on these cars all drain rainwater away through narrow tubes, and over time, those tubes clog with leaves and grime. When they block, the water has nowhere to go but inside the car, where it pools in the footwells and soaks the control modules that increasingly live down low, turning a 5-minute cleaning job into a multi-$1,000 electrical nightmare. Mechanics routinely clear those drains with a gentle blast of air or a soft line. Many of the control modules on a modern Porsche sit low in the cabin, exactly where a blocked drain dumps its water, which is why this tiny job protects such expensive parts. Find your drain points, keep them clear a couple of times a year, and you protect the most expensive and most water-sensitive parts in the whole car for nothing. Number 7. Give a direct injection engine an occasional Italian tune-up. Modern Porsche engines use direct injection, which over time bakes carbon onto the intake valves and can dull throttle response and economy. One trick experienced mechanics swear by is the so-called Italian tune-up, which simply means that every so often, once the engine is fully warm and where it is safe and legal to do so, you take it through the rev range with purpose rather than always babying it. Running the engine hard occasionally helps burn off deposits and keeps everything from carbon to the exhaust system working as designed, because a performance engine driven like a delicate antique actually ages worse, not better. It is no substitute for a proper intake clean once heavy carbon has built up, but it slows that buildup dramatically and keeps the whole exhaust and emission system happier. Used sensibly and within the law, a spirited warm-up is medicine, not abuse. Number 6. Switch off auto stop start the right way and use the boost button. Auto stop start shuts the engine at every light to shave emissions on a test, and many owners dislike the extra wear it puts on the starter and the strain it adds in traffic. The trick is knowing that you can simply press the stop-start button to disable it for that drive, and that selecting a sportier mode often switches it off for you. While you are exploring those buttons, do not ignore the sport response control in the center of the mode dial, which sharpens the whole car to maximum attack for 20 seconds at a press, perfect for a safe overtake. Disabling stop-start spares the starter and the dual-mass flywheel thousands of needless cycles over the life of the car, and the boost button is the closest thing to a turbo of adrenaline you will find on a steering wheel. Most owners never touch either one and miss out on a calmer drive and a genuinely useful party trick. Number 5. Feed it the premium fuel it was built for. It is tempting to save a few cents with cheaper, lower-octane fuel, but on a high-compression Porsche engine that is a false economy. When the engine senses the lower-grade fuel beginning to knock, its knock sensors quietly pull back the ignition timing to protect it, and you lose power and efficiency without ever seeing a warning. Mechanics will tell you these engines are designed around high-octane premium and that running it is not a luxury but a requirement for the performance and longevity you paid for. The few extra cents at the pump buy back the power the car was engineered to make and protect the engine while they do it. On these engines, that almost always means the highest octane premium at the pump, and in a pinch, the higher grade is always the safer choice than the cheaper one. Use the fuel the badge on the filler flap asks for every time. Number 4. Service the gearbox fluid because lifetime is a myth. Whether you have the lightning-fast PDK dual clutch or an older automatic, you may have been told the transmission fluid is sealed for life and never needs changing. In the real world, that fluid degrades, and the most expensive part in the gearbox, the unit that controls every shift, pays the price. Mechanics know that changing the fluid and filter on a sensible interval, rather than never, is the difference between a gearbox that shifts crisply past 200,000 miles and one that fails into a 5-figure repair. It is one of the most overlooked services on the entire car precisely because the official schedule barely mentions it. A sensible interval is far shorter than never, often somewhere around every 50 to 80,000 miles depending on how hard the car is driven, and sooner still on a car used on track. Treat the gearbox fluid as real maintenance, and you protect one of the priciest components you own. Number 3. Prepare it properly whenever it sits. A Porsche that is driven rarely or stored over winter needs more than a closed garage door. The mechanic's storage routine is a quiet checklist. Put the battery on the right maintainer through that footwell socket, set the tire pressures a little higher to fend off flat spots, top the tank and add a fuel stabilizer so the fuel does not go stale, and leave the car on level ground rather than clamping the parking brake on for months where it can seize. Skip these steps and you return in spring to a flat battery, flat-spotted tires, and a stuck brake. If the car will sit for many months, it is also worth moving it a few feet every so often so the tires do not settle on the same spot and the brakes do not bond to the discs. Spend 20 minutes doing it right, and the car wakes up in spring exactly as you left it. Number 2. Build a relationship with a proper independent Porsche specialist. The dealer is not your only option, and treating it as one is the most expensive habit of all. A good independent Porsche specialist runs the same diagnostic equipment, is often staffed by former dealer technicians, and charges far less per hour for identical work. And using one does not void your warranty as long as the schedule and correct parts are followed. The trick the dealer will never share is that these specialists will happily explain what actually needs doing and what does not, instead of selling you the full menu. In the United States, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act even protects your right to use them without losing your warranty, as long as the work follows the schedule and uses the correct parts. Find one with a strong reputation in the owner community. Keep every receipt for your service history, and you protect both your wallet and the car's value for as long as you own it. Number 1. Own a Porsche-specific scan tool, the single trick that unlocks all the others. If you take only one thing from this list, make it this. A modest, Porsche-focused diagnostic tool, the kind enthusiasts have used for years, plugs into the port under the dash and turns a long list of dealer-only procedures into 5-minute jobs you do in your own driveway. It reads and clears the fault codes the dealer charges a small fortune just to look at, resets the oil service reminder, registers a new battery, triggers the brake service mode and the throttle relearn we talked about. And on many models, lets you unlock hidden features the car already has, like a lap timer or a gauge sweep. It pays for itself the very first time you use it instead of booking a dealer appointment, and it hands you the knowledge that every other trick on this list depends on. The popular options, the kind enthusiasts have trusted for years, cost a fraction of a single dealer diagnostic session, and a quick search of the owner forums for your exact model turns up a guide for almost any procedure you would ever want to run. One tool, and you finally understand your own Porsche the way the mechanics do. Now you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.